Action. Welcome back from class, everybody. Hope you're having a great day still. Hope the last class was a good time. We're back together again. I just want to take the next few minutes to get the stuff that usually we would talk about on the first day of school if we were together in the building out of the way, first and foremost, um, which is usually what we would call, the class rules, class expectations. Obviously, things are going to look a little different since we're on our computer. Uh, you know, uh, I'm sure you've talked with your core teachers for science and social studies, or humanities, I should say, ELA and math. They may have rules about whether or not you can eat or what your uniform may be on video. But for our time together as the elective courses, with Mr. Clay for health, Ms. Kwasnick, and Mr. Walczak for physical education, and myself for music, you're going to be looking at us right through these videos like this. So if you guys like to take a few minutes and get up and stretch your legs, which trust me, you will be doing for physical education class, as well as maybe, want to, if you're getting tired of wearing whatever you have on, you want to take a quick break from your uniform, that's fine. You're not going to need your camera on because myself, Mr. Clay, Mr. W, Ms. Kwasek, we won't be seeing you. Um, so if you want to take a moment, get up, stretch your legs, that's not going to be a problem. That definitely is something that we're not worried about during our time together. But we do have a few things we are worried about, and I want to make sure that we're all on the same page when it comes to that. Um, First and foremost, as any school time would be, we expect you guys to be appropriate. So anytime that there is a chance for you to respond and interact, we're obviously asking that you use your best judgment on what you should be saying and use proper language. No one's really impressed by crazy language. We hear enough about that on social media, TikTok, and all that. So don't worry, but that's not what we're here for. So make sure you use some proper language for school and talking about what we're focused on for that day. Um, Now I'm going to stop the screen for a moment with me. I'm going to share what exactly the norms or expectations are for your elective classes. Let's take a look. Okay, so here we are. These are the class norms that we're going to be looking for across all of your exploratory classes, or should I say elective classes, as we're calling them under this virtual learning. Um, First and foremost, here in blue, we do not have long times together like you may have for your core classes. So it's very important that we respect the little time we have together. Be on time and be sure not to report late for your next virtual class. All right. We don't have too much time together, so we want to maximize it. Please do not waste it. Okay, moving on to our next one down here in gray. Padlet responses. We're going to be using Padlet to get in contact with you guys an awful lot because there is going to be opportunities where you're expected to respond for us, especially at the end of each day's activities. We want to make sure we get word from you on maybe what you enjoyed about it, or maybe what you're confused about, or what you got out of it. There will be questions, and these will be something that all of us, Mr. Clay, Mr. Waltzek, Ms. Kwasek, and myself, will all be taking a look at your responses, and it will certainly be part of what we put into when we come to grade you later on. So when it comes to Padlet responses, please read here in gray. It says, always put your student ID number and your name or initials if you're shy. So um, in order for us to give you credit, we're going to ask that on your Padlet response, which we will try out in our next time together later on today, um, we would like you to put your ID number, and after your ID number, either your name, or if you're feeling shy and you want to be anonymous, just put your initials. Like, for example, maybe let's pretend my ID number was 1234556, and then my initials, my first name's with a J, my last name is Mr. Rodzen, so I would put 1234556 space JR for my initials. Or maybe if it's something I'm not shy about, I would just put my ID number, 1234556, and then Mr. Rodz, my name. So that's how we're going to give you guys credit. So please make sure you put a name in your ID number. We need that ID number because if you don't put down any response, or if you don't put down your name with the response, we won't know. We won't be able to give you credit. No name, no credit. Let's move down to our next one down here in brown. You may have a favorite enrichment subject, but give your best effort to all of your elective classes, please, from music to health to PE. Your grade is based on your participation for all of these courses, not just one. You may realize that when you take a look in your power school, um, that it doesn't show music and health and PE separately. It says electives. So all of those teachers, we're all in communication with each other, and we all want you guys to succeed. So we understand that you may prefer PE over maybe music, or you may prefer music over something else. But we ask that you guys give your best for all of our courses because we're going to be put together as one grade. Let's go down a little further in green here. Read all the directions before you start the activity each day. So especially if your teacher has a Padlet up, a good chance there's going to be very clear directions on what we're doing. So make sure you read those before you just jump in, right? Make sure you know. And then lastly, but certainly not least, be comfortable, be patient, and have fun. Like we said earlier, if you want to, if you're wearing a school uniform shirt and you just want to take a minute to loosen up the button and like relax, fine, because we can't see you right now, and that's all right. This is a good time for you to be comfortable, um, especially if there's a challenging subject, which we may do in music quite a few times. You may get a little bit confused, you may get a little bit frustrated, but please be patient with it because I can promise you that all of us, Mr. Clay, Mr. W, Ms. Quasick, myself, we've all put a lot of effort into making sure that the end goal for our activities is something fun for you. And then have fun. Not much to explain there. Trust me, guys, if you can get through with this, it's going to be a good time together. We put a lot of effort in. So we hope that these will make clear for you. And if you have any questions, you can feel free to put that in your Padlet response later today, which we will get back to very soon. Thank you, guys. All right, guys. So before we get you off back to your next core class, you know what they say, if your bum is numb, your brain is the same. So get on up, get stretched, go get yourself a nice glass of water, use the restroom if you need to. We'll give you about 2.5 minutes, and you're going to hear a sound that's going to let you know that our time is up and it's time to get to your next class. So get up, move, go get yourself a drink. You got 2 minutes. All right, put your final touches on it, wrap that up. All right, guys, see what it says. It's time for next class. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Thank you.